Yo, what's good, y'all? Let's talk about this. I don't have all day. I got a Jamaican beef patty in the oven. Let's talk about this UFC White House. Donald Trump just announced UFC White House on the White House lawn. And immediately I'm thinking, how is this going to happen?
We're going to have a UFC fight. We're going to have a UFC fight. Think of this on the grounds of the White House.
Okay, so when he first says that, I think, oh, okay, this should not happen. This sounds like a bad idea, but maybe it'll just be, two guys, one fight, Apex type deal. Maybe that could happen because the White House lawn, it's not that big.
We have a lot of land there. We're going to build a little...
Okay, maybe it's a little bigger than I thought.
Full fight, like 20, 25,000 people.
25,000 people. Bro, you can't... Bro, this is a national security threat. Like, you can't just have people at the White House. You can't just have people at the president's house like that just fighting. And even fighting, you can't have UFC fans on the White House grounds. Do you know what kind of people these are? Does Donald Trump understand what kind of people he just invited to his house? The American fans, they're crazy enough. But the UFC is the most international sport in the world. There's fans and fighters from teams and countries that we are literally like at war with right now. Why would this? I don't understand how this would ever be a good idea to have a large gathering at the White House. Dude, this is a nightmare. Mind you, this president has had 2 assassination attempts already. In a calendar year, 2 people have tried to assassinate this guy. Bullet buzzed by his ear like it's a wasp and he's working in the shed out back. This guy has no fear. 20,000 people next to where I lay my head at night, and we're gonna have a sporting event. Everyone can come over. Trump, he must be one of those people, and I'm not this kind of person. I was never this kind of person where if my parents were out of town, I was inviting people over. No, I was never this kind of person. Trump was probably that kind of person. I don't care. Come on over. My parents are out of town. We're going to get so wasted. We're going to get wasted more than you've ever been wasted before. No one gets wasted the way we get wasted in my house. My dad has so much beer in the garage. We're going to get so wasted. That's how Trump must be, that kind of guy. This just sounded so impossible and so illogical and so unsafe. I do not want 20,000 UFC fans. I know you guys, okay? I know you guys. I do not want you guys at the White. You're going to overstay your welcome. You're going to, hey, Trump, hey. I think Trump would think it's funny what if we toilet paper his house? You think Trump would think it's funny if we went in and took a selfie in the Oval Office? No, dude, it wouldn't be funny. You're going to get chokeslammed by a Secret Service. Anyways, even if this was recommended by Trump, it doesn't mean it's going to happen. Because Dana White hates outdoor events. Dana White would never do this. Because he will never do an outdoor event. He said he hates outdoor events because, oh, well, the weather, the weather. Dana White has had 4 dominant African champs and has been hesitating to go to Africa for literally years. Has it been 5 years? Has it been 6 years maybe that he's been just talking about the whole continent? He hasn't even touched the continent of Africa. Yeah, we're working on it. Definitely. I've been wanting to do UFC Africa for, what was the question? Yeah, I've been wanting to do UFC Africa from the beginning.
Stop the cap.
Dana White is not doing the UFC White House. He hates outdoor events. Not only does he have 4 African champs, 3 of them were in their prime at the same time, didn't even touch the continent. He has one in his prime right now, huge star, everyone loves him, not even opened up Google Maps to look at Africa. The number 1 pound for pound fighter, Ilia Topuria. Mind you, Ilia Topuria has 10.5 million followers on Instagram. That puts him second behind Conor McGregor. He is the biggest star in the UFC. He's the number 1 pound for pound fighter. He's literally Thanos. Trust me, we're working on Spain.
I know you said we want to go to Spain. Do you start thinking, how can we get him, in prime time in Spain over there?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, Spain isn't even an option right now anyway, so.
Oh my God, bro.
Oh, hell no, man. What the man?
Bro, he is not going to freaking Spain because he does not like doing outdoor events. No amount of money will ever make Dana White do an outdoor event in a stadium. This makes me realize that Dana White is not money motivated, because obviously he could fill a stadium with 100,000 people and make more money. He's not money motivated. He's people motivated. So if the Fertitas want something, he does it. If Turki Al-Sheikh wants something, he does it. He's in Abu Dhabi that second, right? If John Jones, Conor McGregor, they want something, he's on it. Influential people are more important to Dana White than money in general. He's a Vegas guy. You know, you got to think about it. Dana White is a Vegas guy, so he has all the money. Once you get the money, you're good. What's the next thing after money? Next thing after money that's most important is who is in your VIP section. So that's what he cares about. Who's in his VIP section? How about the richest man in the world? Huh? How about the presidential cabinet? How about the second richest guy in the world? How about a Saudi prince or whatever Turki Al-Sheikh is? I think he's a Saudi prince. Who cares if you can fill up a stadium, 80,000 people, 100,000 people in a stadium, when you could have 20,000 people and a really, really famous, influential person? This is kind of like the, would you rather have $500,000 or dinner with Jay-Z? Dana White would pick the dinner with Jay-Z. So Dana White, being a people-motivated person, being connections over everything, oh my God. This will be epic. Are you kidding me, Dana? Are you kidding me, Dana? You're going to bring 20,000 people to your best friend's house? Your best friend being the president of your country? Why would you do this? It just sounds like disaster to me. The guy who would not go to the entire continent of Africa despite having 4 African champs. The guy who will not go to Spain despite having possibly the greatest UFC fighter we've ever seen. Most popular at his peak right now, does not want to go to Spain. Also, we can't forget, bro, Dana White has never gone to Russia once in the Khabib or the Islam era. Not once. We have not been to Russia. But hey, what do I know? What do I know? You know, I just make YouTube videos. I put them out every 3 days. I'm not dealing with import-export laws. I'm not dealing with taxes, immigration. Maybe, you know, Dana White could have seen this and he agreed online, but then he went and cried in his sauna. Oh my God, no, they're gonna make me do a UFC fight outside. What if it rains? What if it's cloudy? What if it's too windy and the microphones get messed up? No, they're gonna make me Donald Trump. How can you do this to me? I don't know why he hates going outside so much. I don't understand it, but for some reason, all of a sudden, he's all for an outdoor event. Some random freaking outdoor event. But just when you think it couldn't get worse, bro, oh my goodness, the 2 most unbearable UFC fighters right now have entered the chat. The 2 worst guys you know think UFC White House is a great idea. John Jones and Conor McGregor, who have been doing nothing but traveling the world, getting intoxicated, committing crimes, abusing women, embarrassing their families, failing drug tests, delaying fights for over 2 years each. Each guy, Conor and John Jones, have delayed fights for over 2 years. All of a sudden, these guys are ready to fight again. I thought it was the last time I was going to have to talk about John Jones on this channel. I was really excited, but it took about 2 weeks. And this guy comes back fighting at the White House? Just re-entered the testing pool. That lasted for about 2 weeks. Figured we'd keep everyone's options open. Dude, John, I think everyone just did a collective groan. Oh, gosh. Oh, bro. Come on, man. When they saw this tweet, everyone just did a collective groan. But you know what, guys? It's all good. Here's what you do. You need to ignore everything that you hear. Because I'm telling you right now, John Jones is not fighting in the He's not fighting. Okay, guys, I will bet everything. Believe me when I tell you this, John Jones is not going to fight at the White House, okay? Because he has 2 choices to fight. It's either Francis Ngannou or Tom Aspinall. Francis Ngannou, Dana White, the only thing Dana White hates more than outdoor events and Oscar De La Hoya is Francis Ngannou. So Dana White would never give Francis Ngannou that opportunity. And then we know John Jones, he's afraid of Tom Aspinall. So he's never going to fight Tom Aspinall. So what he's doing right now is he's wasting our time again. He just wants attention. He just wants to do his little jumping, dancing, shucking, and jiving for Donald Trump. Yes, master, I love a jumping and juking and jiving for you, master. That's all he wants to do, bro. Like, can you imagine on July 4th, Britain versus America. Except the thing is, the British guy's gonna win. So we can't, like, it's not. He's gonna win. So how is that gonna look with this image right here reversed with Jon Jones knocked out cold on the White House lawn in the rain, Dana White crying because the wind is messing up the microphones, foreign spies just dressed up as fans. They're downloading all our information out of the White House, literally hacking the absolute mess out of us. Absolute mess out of us, bro. Because we thought this was a good idea. UFC White House, God bless America. Cool. We got 20,000 knuckleheads on the White House lawn. Jon Jones is knocked out. Dana White's crying. Conor McGregor is drugged up. Speaking of Conor McGregor, you cannot be serious, bro. You cannot be serious. Now you want to cut after 5 years, you want to come back? It's crazy, but why does it feel like it was 10 years ago since Conor's last fight? Is it just me? Or does it feel like it was literally 10 years ago? It was only 2021 that he fought. But you know what makes time go slower, guys? And which is why I cannot stand Jon Jones and Conor McGregor? When you expect something to happen and it doesn't happen. This was only 4 years ago when this happened. He fought July 10th. Guys, I'm going to give you the whole timeline, okay? July 10th, he fought Dustin Poirier, UFC 264. He breaks his leg. And then, your wife's in me DMs, honey. Right? Does all that. 2 years later, February 2023, it's announced that he's going to be a coach for Tough. So that's 2 years of us waiting. Oh, I wonder if he's okay. I wonder when he's going to come back. Oh, okay. Right? Here's his comeback. 2023. We watched Tough 2023. Usually, Ultimate Fighter is in the spring. The two guys, they'll fight in the fall. They don't fight in the fall.
Surprise.
So then 2024, he says, oh, I'm going to come back. January 2024, that doesn't happen. March 2024, that doesn't happen. Mid 2024, he was supposed to fight at UFC 303. June 2024, June 13th, he breaks his pinky toe, quote unquote. Matchup is gone. Alex Pereira goes and fights, becomes a star. It's only 4 years ago. But you know what's crazy? As ridiculous as this sounds, what I'm about to say right now, Conor versus Chandler actually makes a lot more sense than Jon Jones versus Tom Aspinall. It actually makes a lot more sense. Two washed guys fighting is always going to be an easier fight to make than two elite fighters fighting each other. Two washed fighters fighting is always going to be easier to make. And I know what you're going to say. Well, Jon Jones he's not elite. Jon Jones is washed too. And I understand why you're saying that, because the hatred is strong within you. The hatred is strong within you. But Jon Jones is elite, okay? Spinning back kick, body kick of Stipe, that's impressive. That is at least a top 5 heavyweight type thing to do. And then choking out Cyril Gane in the first round, that puts you top 3 because Cyril Gane is a top 3 heavyweight. Jon is a top 2 heavyweight. He's elite, bro. So making an elite versus an elite fighter, making a number 1 contenders match, that's always going to be harder to do than two washed, out of their prime, need money, desperate, attention-seeking. This guy is, I'm a red, white, and blue-blooded American. This is going to work, bro. This is going to be the main event. Jon Jones is not going to be the freaking main event. These two guys are going to fight. But the thing is Conor McGregor, is he going to be able to get in the testing pool? You know, he claims to return at the White House would be a very intriguing offer. It will bring me back into focus. My return. Correctly. I know that's awful, but...
What is that?
Guys, the way to get through this is to not believe a word they say and go on as if you did not hear it. Because if you start expecting Conor McGregor, guys, listen to what I say. You start expecting Conor McGregor and Jon Jones to get on USADA for 1 whole year right now, for the rest of the year 2025, drug-free, to keep Jon Jones from drunk driving for a whole year, from not running anybody over for a whole year, for not failing a drug test, steroid test for a whole year. These guys are the least reliable fighters on the entire roster. It's not happening, guys. I wish Trump didn't say it because I know it's going to get dragged out and it's going to get hyped up so badly. And we're just going to be let down at the end of the day. We cannot depend on Jon Jones. We cannot depend on Conor McGregor. Main event is probably going to be Sean O'Malley again. Sean O'Malley versus Merab 3 match. That's going to be what it is, guys. I'm telling you this right now. I bet my channel I'm not betting my channel, but I bet if I was a betting man, these two guys are not showing up.